All right, good afternoon. It's 2:15, 15 minutes past the hour, 2 o'clock here on the Eastern Standard Time. This is Miss Kaj Taylor, a.k.a. Miss Go, for the Get It Back in Blood podcast series. All right, so I started a podcast, and then I had a phone call, an important phone call I needed. So I started over my podcast. So I take 15 minutes out my day to talk about those issues that are plaguing society. I.e., it can be personal, or it can be very, broad as far as who or what is in regards to, So let's talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about a little bit of personality traits, a little bit of how to communicate with certain type of personalities and how those personalities don't fit well with communication with children. And that's when I speak of Kamala's personality, they don't want to hear it because they think they're smarter than everybody else. So here we go. The scene is set. She's at the Senate. They're journalists talking to her. I'm not familiar with who was speaking with her particularly, but he was definitely a person that obviously graduated college probably more than once. Okay. She has a Juris Doctorate. She's a woman portraying a woman of color. And, he's in front of her. The talk is about abortion bills. Okay. Questions she asked him. But see, it's not about the question that she asked him. It's about the delivery of the question, her demeanor, her body language, her body language, and so on and so forth. Okay. The question she asked was very freaking simple. It was very simple. Well, can you think of any laws governing a male's body? I think it's exactly what it was, governing a male's body or having anything to do with, taking male choice away from them. So due to her demeanor and her voice didn't raise. She didn't raise her voice, I don't think. But she had a very authoritative tone. Everybody that comes through is supposed to understand that these people are military. I'll get to that later when I talk more about forms of communication from my standpoint. We talk, people that grow up around people that are militant, we talk very much so different. Our values and things are very much so different. So, we'll talk about that later. Now, I'm not a big Kamala fan because I think Kamala's using her authoritative position in life to destroy us in a way that she won't look like a terrorist that she is. I think she's actually a terrorist. I told you that bitch that she turned on the people that before her to the point to where she'll kill her whole platoon if she were to be actually one of those people sent to war. She probably killed her whole platoon, bitch. He got the stuttering and act like he could not answer the question. It's like he couldn't answer the question. He got the stuttering, and he seemed to be highly intimidated by said this person. You know what that means? By said person. Kamala being the reference person, the noun in the sentence. So when a person says by said person, they are neglecting to say the name of the person. But they are referencing the said, whoever the pronoun was at the beginning of the sentence. Right? So we know that, right? All right. He knows that too. There's no way in the fucking hell he could be sitting in front of her and not have clear understanding. But the way the delivery and the communication is set forth, he feels as though is inferior to her. That's why I don't care. I used to say that. Now I see that it doesn't matter. They so used to the military, humans being disposable. We're not going to talk about that, about how disposable military soldiers are, to people like that it don't matter if you in ROTC or not. They'll still dog you out like they'll dog out a motherfucking, terrorists overseas, bitch. They'll still dog you out and kill your kids just like the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was encouraging you not to actually let your children participate in the AFJ ROTC programs. But that's totally your choice, because they'll still kill you, your grandkids, and your children that you have in the program. But we grow up around people like that a lot in the minority community, i.e. Kamala, back to thus said, the pronoun, the noun in the sentence, by said person. Okay. So it reminds me of a dynamic that we could really do without in our community. Because in that moment, even though he's a great big old white man, he a white man, he a big man, he ain't no little man, you know what I'm saying, he probably would snap Kamala's neck, you know what I'm saying, in a physical fight. He'll probably fuck her up in a physical fight. But that mental fight, he became a child. He became a child that we talked about. Did I do that whole thing over here? Oh my God. The don't talk to me like a child segment. Don't talk to me like I'm your motherfucking child and shit. That segment. Yo, when I tell you that you shouldn't be even talking to children like that, pussy hoe. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't even be trying to offend or manipulate or make somebody feel less than within your verbal conversation like that. That was like a black mother and child. But in all respect to her, she's actually giving that to an actual adult. You're doing that to children. That you didn't even teach that. See, she didn't teach him the law. If I'm not correct, I don't think that's one of her people that she's mentored or learned or taught law with. So she doesn't know whether or not he knows this or not. But she is kind of stern as to why you're asking me these questions if you haven't done your research. Here's the answer to the question. Yes. There are plenty of laws that have been, set up against the male sterilization. If they don't want a black bitch to have kids, they're going to put laws in place where black men or minority men are going to be, and that's still men. If that's not a man, you tell me what. Just like the one drop rule or the what were we? What were we? 1/5 human, 1/7 human? What the fuck? Have we become whole women and men yet? You don't understand. You think your witchcraft, your motherfucking mental manipulation, your backstabbing, your murdering, your slaughtering, all that shit is what the fuck that shit was supposed to be about. No, bitch. If we're still listed as 1/3 a human or 1 part of human, bitch, you ain't never been a man and you ain't gonna never be a man, bitch. You ain't never been a man and you ain't ever gonna be a man, bitch. But you don't catch on to that shit there. You know what I'm saying? What were we like? 1/3 human they had in there? Where that law book at? We have a lot of Jim Crow laws that are coming up and through this motherfucker, making itself relevant than a motherfucker. And I know we've had Jim Crow laws passed within the millennium here in South Carolina. They passed more Jim Crow laws. So Mississippi, Alabama, okay. You know what I'm saying? What I did not do was I did not panic the community, bitch. We did not panic our community and start acting like an idiotic ass fool. But yeah, we got Jim Crow laws that are still it have been passed in the new millennium. The new millennium means 2000s, 200. Jim Crow laws had been passed in South Carolina, and James Clyburn has been a senator in South Carolina the whole entire motherfucking time. The entire motherfucking time. So they gave him a badge of honor. The fuck for what? What did he get that for? I don't understand what the fuck he got that for. He's never been a driving force in the minority community in any type of positive ass way at all. Besides getting the same old Negroes money and opportunities that he always have with those nasty ass spics that they do most of their motherfucking business with, bitch. Yes. Anytime a man has a certain amount of children, they tell you this. When they go to court, they offer them sterilization. So it is in the laws that he get clipped if he have a certain amount of children. Well, the Catholic Church don't have that motherfucking problem. Yes, the fuck they do. The Catholic Church is very well much so discriminated against in various different ways. And I'll go over that with you at another motherfucking time, bitch. Because what you sitting here telling people about people is not true, and got them in a mental hospital and shit. Certain religious beliefs. I think it was the Catholics don't wear pads and tampons. They free flow, and you got people in the mental institution because they don't take care of their pussy the way that you take care of your pussy, and which you don't even take care of your pussy, bitch. They don't take care of you don't take care of your kids. They don't do the same thing with their kids that you do with your kids. But you don't do shit but fucking hurt your children. Fuck and hurt your children, then. So, when that dynamic, we'll get back into it. I'll open some more lines of communication at some point. But I want to get these all done so that when I do open the lines of communication, we can kind of go over a summary of what I've gone through, and you can tell me exactly how you feel, but respectfully, of course. But I just want to let you know this. I mean, it's a mind game. It's a mind game. Some games is numbers games. Some games is minds games. Sometimes I'm good at numbers games. Sometimes I'm good at mind games. But yes. He should have just said, yes, there are. There are plenty of men that have to make a decision of whether to, get sterile if they decide they want to have children. There's Catholic men that don't believe in their wife getting abortions and birth control. So all of that affects them. You know what I mean? So I'm the bitch in the class. They like, Precious, sit down. I don't even want you to say anything. Precious, sit down. Sit down, Precious. You ain't guys, because I'm telling you, when it comes to that heat and getting under that realm of that fire, bitch, I be on point sometimes, bitch. I be on my shit sometimes, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It could be, yes, the abortion clauses that they want to let abortion be legal. They could be forcing girls to have abortions after they have human and sex trafficked them as well. And the other side of it is like no abortions and stuff like that, have the babies. And I'm like, well, goddamn, are you trying to make it to where there are more children that's not loved and wanted in this motherfucking world so that you can continue to make billions of dollars off human and sex trafficking as well on the Republican side as well? You nasty adults, bitch. Y'all disturbingly nasty adults, bitch. But I'm telling you, you might not be thinking that because I was once that person that was just so blind to how everybody else saw things. But not really. I knew that everybody had a difference of opinion, but I did not know that people were that much different and their perception that much so skewed from me. They thought I was bullshitting about my morals and values and where I stand. Every day of my life must be. So, I don't know. Well, again, my name is Kosh Taylor, a.k.a. Miss Go. I'll be back later on for some more Get It Back in Blood. All right? I'll talk to you right after these messages. Have a good one.